Yeah, I'm just Mew-maxing real quick.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host,
What up, blood? What up, bloke?
James.
Bruv?
I call him James.
Oi, bruv.
Everyone else calls him Jimmy.
Oi,
It just
bruv.
works like that.
Wait, it's a little bit weird, innit?
A lot of things have happened this week, James.
I've actually made a list again this week. I haven't done that since the last
Wow,
time we
so
recorded on
many
the 15th.
things you want to talk about. You have a list, huh?
I did, yeah.
Okay, well, I hope that the thing I want to talk about, the main thing I want to talk about, is on that list. So I'll let you take it from
It's
here.
not. Yeah. Well, why don't you start with the thing that you want to talk about, JD? Because I'm always the one that's overtaking, and this is your podcast, and it's a new year, so let's have some new beginnings. Why don't you take over?
Sure. You know what? You're right. You're right. So I've been.
Halo
I've
Season
relapsed.
2 has a brand.
I've relapsed, James.
just immediately just fuck it up.
It's immediately cut me off.
No, but yeah.
I've relapsed, James. I've watched anime now. I've actually
Okay.
I took a look at it. I watched it.
Like, did he drink? Did
You
he
know which
gamble?
anime I'm
Did he-
talking about, James?
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yes. I watched Jujutsu
Oh,
Kaisen.
actually, I was just
Yeah.
guessing. I'm like,
That was
what
it.
new ones? It can't
It's
be.
because I saw so many memes about it, and I was like, man, the second season looks kind of cracked. So I think I'll take a gander
Second
at it.
season does look good.
I
Second
watched
season
season one.
is what's making me want to watch it.
Well, I watched season 1 already when it first came out, and I didn't start watching season 2 until yesterday. I just binged all of it yesterday, pretty much, and it's pretty good. Yeah, I think I like it better than season 1 actually, because it's. I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen ever had like the craziest plot or like the most complex plot ever.
It's fairly simple.
But season 2 felt a lot like One Punch Man to me. Felt a lot like Infinity War, where it's just like episode after episode is just constant like fighting and cool visuals and stuff. And I have to say, like I understand why the animators hated season 2. It's because every single episode, every single like fight they
It's a
have
nightmare.
is animated like the ending of every anime
Yeah.
season. Like if they ever had like an amazing end fight at the end of an anime season, every episode was like that. So I could see why I didn't like it. But hey, it paid off. It looks great. I love all the fancy, cool explosions and people punching the crap out of each other. Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. It had some like really weird. It almost feels a little bit like Marvel though, with the
Yeah.
comedic timings here and there.
Oh, okay.
And it never bothered me usually, because I'm not there for like comedy or story or whatever. I just want to see the cool explosions and stuff, and that's what I got. So I like it. I give it like a 9 out of 10. I think it was pretty good. It's pretty damn good. So James, you should watch it.
It's on my list of stuff to watch. I can't remember what I'm still watching. I did talk about how I finished I'm in Love with the Villainess. I haven't finished Eminence and Shadow, or I haven't caught up with
I
whatever the
haven't
newest
started
episodes are.
season 2 either. That might be another
You haven't
thing to
started
watch.
season 2 of Eminence?
No, I watched season 1.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I like it. I like it.
I mean, it was really supposed to be like a silly
Yeah.
little anime. One might even call it
It's just a silly little
goofy.
guy who wants to kill everything.
He's just a silly little guy. Doesn't
It's-
believe that everything is real.
It's a very
fake.
sudden start to the season type thing.
Did they
is
just
how
pick
I
it
felt
up
about it.
exactly right when season 1 ended, or
Not like exactly where, but it's like the way that it starts. It's not like it is like, hey, so there's some stuff happened. It's like zombies.
it's like no recap. It just jumps straight into the next arc.
Yeah, it's like fuck
It's
it.
funny.
Here's where the characters are. Here's where these two little side men are.
That reminds me of
They're
like
here.
what was it Classroom of the Elite season 2, where
Yeah,
there's like no recap. Pretty much, it just jumps
It's
straight
just-
into next season. Like
dude.
like the first season wasn't like 5 years ago.
I can't believe. I was about to say I can't believe that got a second season.
Yeah.
You
You
Something
still
I
haven't watched
did-
it? I'm guessing.
I watched it. I finished it. We talked about this. I
have
finished
you?
it a while ago.
Oh, I see.
Um, something I tried watching the second season of and just didn't care for was because
Make
I
him
think new
angry.
episodes
Make
were
him
still
angry.
coming out.
Come on, make him
Uh,
angry. I don't know who M are, but M.
No, it was I'm trying to remember the name of it. Oh, The Devil is a Part-Timer, because I really liked the first season. Uh
Hmm.
and I heard that the second season was coming out, and I had started watching the second season. I'm like, okay. I like felt very middle ground about it. Like
Oh, you
I
thought it
want to
was
call it
mid?
yeah, I want to call it mid, but then I want to use it correctly and not like how it's been appropriated to be. Uh
No, but you can just use it literally here
yeah, like
instead of.
I want to literally say I felt middle ground. Like I was like, oh, okay.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but like the animation had changed very drastically between the first two seasons.
Oh, really?
Um, it's it was literally like, and I rewatched the first season because I'm like, you know what, maybe I'm just forgetting what the first season was like. I watched like the first couple
Maybe.
episodes of the first season again, and I'm like, yeah, that's quite a change. Everything feels very less fluid. It's very like kind of just like do like kind of picking up PNGs and moving them around a bit kind of feeling.
That kind of feeling? Oh, I see.
Not exactly, but it wasn't like I'm not the shit on the animators. Like they did a good job. There's
No,
some good stuff in it.
I think you are. I mean, it's fine. Like,
It,
are the animators ever gonna?
stiff is what I wanted to
Are
say,
the
but I couldn't
animators
think. So I'm like,
ever gonna give you shit about you giving them shit? No,
yeah, they're
they
gonna
don't know
hunt
who
me
you
down.
are.
It was Mappa who did it in their
I
free
don't think you're
time.
gonna hurt their feelings, James.
Mappa, while animating season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, was like, why don't we just do Devil's a Part Timer on our spare time?
Mappa was the one who did
No,
season
I'm
two of
just
that?
making a joke. They're the it's Mappa and Bones are the
I was about
only
to say like
companies I know, so
Mappa.
I was just like Mappa or some shit
I'm pretty sure Mappa goes like they go like 100% on every single project,
because they
even
force their workers
at
to
the
work overtime with no
at the
pay.
expense of their workers.
Because horrible work environments and whatnot,
Hey,
even
you know
worse than
what?
somehow Activision and Blizzard.
At the expense of their workers, I get to look at really cool things. So hey, maybe at the
Invincible
end of the day,
season
it's
two.
worth it.
Take a note.
Invincible season 2, you're garbage.
Invincible season 2, you're like stick figures comparatively.
I mean, it kind of is. I watched like in Jujutsu season 2. It's like stick. It's literally like Flipbook versus like 60 FPS.
Well,
That's how it
hey, well,
feels.
you're saying that, Jay, but I've seen some pretty incredible stuff be drawn in Flipbook, so careful what you say.
Not like the art, how good the quality of the art is. I'm saying like the animation itself, like how smooth it
Yeah, I've
is,
seen good
the
animation come from
art direction
Flipbook.
itself. Like to me, I
Yeah,
mean,
I've
I'll
seen
say
pretty good
art
stuff come
direction
from
wise.
Flipbook. I'm just saying, I've seen some pretty good stuff come from Flipbook.
Yeah, have you seen 120 FPS Flipbook? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I was blowing my nose. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Well, you know, you can defend Flipbook since you're the artist here. You're the one. You're the one who's
That's
supposed to be
what I
defend.
am. I actually have my art
That's
program open up right now, and I'm drawing how stupid you look.
that's the dynamic we have. You're the artist. I'm the consumer who doesn't care about the artist. Who just wants a good product. Wants a good product at the expense of the artist's health.
I think Marvel CGI should be
Actually,
better, and I think they shouldn't. Have you seen Marvel CGI? Why are they striking? That's why they're striking.
well, the reason is it's garbage. So they want to have better animators, better CGI directors.
Well, no, it's literally like we want to have more time to work on these things rather than getting 5 weeks maybe, and then having to work on another thing immediately
Okay,
after.
3 weeks. Take it or leave it.
Exactly. That's literally how Marvel fucking negotiated and shit. Like, I think actually you could do worse.
I think that you should stop being lazy.
What do you mean we've set bad standards for this for the field, and now people won't pay proper prices for their artists to work anymore? What do you mean we've exhausted every single CGI studio in America? Fuck off.
Exhausted. Well, it's simple. You just gotta, outsource it.
And then when they outsource it, it's the same product because guess what? They're still doing the same shit. Shocker. You'll get the same quality if you work people the same exact way.
I think there's only one solution to this, and it's that
Give people a proper time frame to work on things and not
no,
rush
you
the
just
job.
stop watching it. Just have it all go under.
You're
Like
right.
it's over. You know?
You're right. That's why I'm not going to watch anything Marvel. It's not because of the whole Israel Palestine thing. It's because
Yeah.
of that I want
Yeah.
it to tank.
You know, it's also not because of that for me. The reason I don't watch Marvel is just because, you know, I'm just cool. So I'm a cool guy.
Are you?
I mean, I don't watch
Which
Marvel.
one, JD? Which one of us Mew maxes?
Which one of us has perfected the Mew maxing look?
Which one of us perfected Mew maxing on the worst quality microphone ever?
Listen, James, I could Mew if I want to. Okay,
Yeah.
I watched Zoolander, both of them, so I could pull off.
By the way, I've added Zoolander to the
I
list
could
of
pull off a
movies.
perfect blue steel. I'm still working on the Magnum, but I can pull off a perfect blue steel.
Magnum.
Magnum.
Holy smokes. Yeah, baby. That's what I've been waiting for.
Chocolate. I forgot what he said. Oh yeah, chocolate gelato.
Zoolander 1 is on our list, and I fear to put Zoolander 2 on it.
Zoolander 2, I think you would
It's
find
so
it less
bad.
less problematic, but I don't think it's as funny. But
Well,
it's still kind of funny.
So that's a problem that I found with most movies that have a sequel from like that, like 1990 movies that have like a 2010s sequel.
You know?
They're just not funny anymore
It's
because
not
it's like,
funny because they're trying to be more safe about it, so it ends up being cringe when
well,
they're
it's not even like
trying to tell
that.
like
It's
problematic
like
jokes.
the energy is different.
Yeah, it is. Well, I
The
mean, they're all
actors
older.
don't. The To be fair, there's like a 20-year difference now
That's true.
between when they were filmed. They're not the young people they were when they first filmed it, so they're not going to be acting the same way.
Like all those like 2000s era uh comedies that have like
Hmm.
all those non-kosher jokes in them.
Yeah,
They like work because it's funny. And
and that's the thing that somebody's talked about. They're like, you could never make Tropic Thunder now. You can. You can still
yeah.
make that
I
now.
think it'd still work, yeah.
You can still do the joke. It's
Because
just
it's
you
like a
have to
sarcastic
understand
version
what
of
you're
it.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can't do white chicks now. I feel like
I
but
never
you
watched
can.
it, so I can't comment on that.
I have watched it, so I feel like I can. But
Your
like I
favorite,
feel
I know
like
it's your favorite movie. You told me a million
it
times
is.
your favorite movie, but
I'm just saying I love Terry Crews.
okay. Well, if you love him so much, why don't you marry him?
He's already married,
Idiot.
JD. If I
Take
could, I
this L.
would.
Take this L.
If I could, I would, JD. He's already fucking married. You should know this.
Yeah, I can assume it.
Um, no, it's like the whole like the way that the jokes were done. The whole reason it was done in Tropic Thunder was to be like, this is stupid when people do this. That's
Mm-hmm.
why it can
Yeah.
be done still, and the whole point of it. But
Mm-hmm.
like white chicks, it's just yeah, we're putting like white people paint on our face, and it's like I get it.
Well, I
It's
mean,
not
it's
as
fine.
funny anymore, you know.
I don't know. I think it's still. I think that sounds hilarious to me.
You're like,
I think
yeah,
you should do that, James.
I should put white people makeup on my face because I'm not a white
Yeah.
person, as we've discussed on this podcast.
Yeah, you just need to put white person makeup on your face and then reenact white chicks.
Me and you should just get masks of our own head, but like those masks that are like so tight to your
Like in
face that like it
Zoolander?
moves with you.
Like in
Yeah.
Zoolander when was it Zoolander 2? Yeah, it was Zoolander 2 where he's like, I've spent decades perfecting this face mask of you. And then he puts on the mask and it's like this awful paper mache that sort of looks like him.
That sounds pretty funny. I've talked to you about this. I've seen clips of Zoolander 2 and I'm like, these
There
are
are moments in
funny and they're
Zoolander
not
2
funny.
where it's
Like
really funny.
the muscle body ripped to suit is a funny
I don't know. I think
gag.
you'd get kind of offended though, James, because I know you're one to you're
I
soft.
yeah,
You're a soft
I saw the
person.
joke from the trailer where they have Benedict Cumberbatch playing a non-binary person, and they're like,
No, not that
"How does
one.
that work? We're just too old. Our characters never evolved from the '90s, so we don't understand what
No,
this
not
is."
that one, James. I'm talking about the how many fat jokes are in it.
Oh no, yeah, I've seen those. That's whatever. I'll be fine.
There was like one fat joke I thought it was pretty funny where where like Muhatu, was that his name? Where
don't
Will
know.
Ferrell plays Muhatu? He like captures Derek Zoolander's son, and Derek Zoolander's son's like kind of fat, right?
Right.
So he like puts him in a room and he's like, "We're gonna fatten you up, little Derek." We're gonna provide you 18 square meals a day.
Jesus Christ.
Just the way he said he delivers that like 18 square meals a day was so funny to me.
It's
I was like, my
calling them
God.
square meals is also pretty funny. Like,
He's like, we're gonna fill them up with lard, pig lard, 18 square meals a day. And
there's
like,
just something because like when you hear a person like be like like 3 square meals a day, it's like, oh well, it's like somewhat healthy food, I guess, because you got to keep it like because it's the 3 meals for like when they refer to like prison systems and stuff.
mhm.
But then like hearing somebody say 18 square Jesus, I just said
Sorry,
muse.
mules. Yeah, I know you have a hard time
No, I said
pronouncing
meal,
mules,
not
but
meal. I said muse.
18
You're talking
square
about
meals a
mewing.
day. That's your look maxing routine.
18 square mews a day. Oh God. Okay. Um. So yeah, you watched Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff.
Yep.
What'd you think of it? What's your score?
Yeah, 9 out of 10. I said that
9 out of 10.
earlier, but
Perfect.
yeah, 9 out of 10. Pretty much close to perfect for me. But
What'd you think
if
of
I'm
the?
I'll have to say this though, if you're like a fan of like deep plots or intricate like character interactions or
Mm-hmm,
something, you're probably
mm-hmm.
not gonna like season 2 then,
Yeah,
because
well,
that's
never
not in
mind
season
then.
2. Like all that cringe stuff is not in season 2. It's
I
only
never
the cool
watched it
stuff.
before, but now I'm never gonna watch it ever.
Hmm.
Thanks. Thanks for
Yeah,
saving me
no
my
problem.
time, bro.
And you were
Jeez.
right. Yeah, a lot of people died in season 2.
Yeah. That's the one thing I know going in is who dies.
Luckily, though, I'm not one to get attached to characters because they're all kind of boring. The action is cool. That's
Mm-hmm.
about it. Yeah.
What did you think of the I'm You scene that I was talking to you about the other week?
It's less profound in context. It
Yeah,
makes pretty much no sense in
the
context.
edits make it seem a lot more hype than I'm sure the show actually has it be, but like it's still like the way it's shot is very good to me.
Yeah. In context is just like well, I don't want to spoil it, so I won't say anything about it. But I'll just say in context it's not as cool. But
Mm-hmm.
it's animated well. The art direction is really nice.
Oh yeah.
It's shot or like I guess painted very well. I don't know how what it's like means in not movie terms when it's animation.
It was scribbled.
It was scribbled well. Yeah. I
You
will
would be
say,
stabbed if you ever walked up to one of the Mappa artists and you told them that what they did was scribbled.
yeah, they spend like fucking like 70
would
plus hours a week
they would hang you
drawing
from the
this
ceiling
scene,
and beat your body
drawing this
until there
scene,
was
and I go up there.
nothing.
I'm like, yeah, it's scribbled well.
They would take turns fucking whacking your hung body with a stick if you said that to them.
That's if they still got the energy to. They're just dried husks by now. They can't
It's
touch
called
me.
the second wind.
To them, I'm like Sukuna. I'm like Sukuna to them. They're just ants. They can't do anything.
To them, I'm like Goji. Domain expansion.
Goji, the domain expand or whatever it is.
I
I don't
don't
watch
know. I didn't watch
Jujutsu.
the show.
Uh,
I don't know. I only played Fortnite. I know he's a skin.
mhm.
So Mickey Mouse hit open domain. JD,
Did
we
Mickey
didn't.
Mouse do a domain expansion? He's he's out in the open
Mickey Mouse said reverse curse technique on the copyright.
now. Reverse copyright technique.
Yeah, so technically Mickey Mouse is in the open domain for anybody to use now, but to be more specific, Steamboat Willie and anything from that era is what's open domain.
Mhm.
Now that is the first iteration of Mickey Mouse, as it's well known. It's the him whistling while driving the steamboat.
Yeah.
How the characters look during that time and whatnot, that
that's
is open
open?
domain.
Okay.
But not
All right,
the
James.
name
Well,
Mickey
it's time
Mouse.
to change our characters.
Oh my god. I did think about this. I did think about like figuring out how to draw the Steamboat Willie art style and putting our characters into it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I did think about that the
Our
other week when
version
I
of
found this out.
it's us, but in Steamboat Willie artistic style.
Steamboat crapshoot.
Yeah.
It's great. And there's a lot of things that have come from this, JD. A lot of people have been, making claims onto it after it, like the moment it hit open domain. It was literally New Year's Day, so
Mhm.
January 1st.
Yeah.
I think that was the moment once it hit that, everybody started announcing stuff for Steamboat Willie themed things.
I see.
So
I saw like a
there's
horror movie about like going to be made
yeah.
about it.
So
Right?
I have that, but there's also like a ton of stuff. Like people are making games and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's like a Doom-esque sort of first-person shooter type thing.
In the
And
Steamboat
it's
Willie
in
art style.
Steamboat, but it's really good. It's like actually really good looking. Like it's not like a quick cash grab. It's somebody that had been making this in preparation, knowing it was going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So they've had time. Um, so the two big things right now are the two horror movies that were announced, JD.
Okay, two
Let
horror
me
movies.
Yes, there were two horror movies that are very big in the announcement. I think I might have screenshotted them. Let me double check.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I did. Fuck. Whoops. Here, I'm just gonna look up Steamboat Willie horror movies, and I'll tell you the names from there. But
Okay.
the big controversy is that people didn't understand exactly what was open domain.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like there's one that's within the domain, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's one that's breaking it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Mouse Trap, and it very clearly says Mickey Mouse by name, which is not what you're allowed to do.
Oh man, now they're gonna have to
So
reshoot the whole thing.
yeah, I mean, literally, they have to because I know in the trailer for. By the way, it's very low production. It was very quickly made in anticipation of this. It's not a very
Yeah.
good looking film.
Yeah.
Uh, Even for like low budget horror, it looks like bad, like genuinely, like not to shit on it, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
not great looking by any means.
Mm.
It's like it looks worse than that Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Worse.
Worse.
That's a new record.
But it's within that same vein where it's just a killer wearing a mask of a character.
Yeah, that's good.
But it takes place within like an arcade playground thing, you know, because there's like I think a slide and like a ball pit and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so yeah, it takes place within this arcade, and they go into this back room that has a projector, and it's playing Mickey
Backrooms.
Mouse. And it's this it's video of Steamboat Willie, and then there's like a mask and a case, and it's the Steamboat Willie mask. It's
Oh
black
my
and white,
god.
so it doesn't have the color in it, which
Plot
is how
thickens.
you have to draw it, by the way. You can't have the color, you can't have it in any representation of
Oh yeah, it's
modern
black and
Mickey.
white.
Black light, yeah, you can see cum stains everywhere. Uh, um, and it's very obviously a cash grab with not a lot of passion behind it type thing. And then the second one is one that's being made by somebody who has made many horror films on the open domain, but within like good quality. They made a Grinch one when the Grinch went to open domain. I think they also did another one, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But they're not bad for like what they are, because they are very low budget, like they're shooting within their own home type stuff, you know. And so it's not bad, and it's actually very well made. And the director has talked about how they have a poster and the name ready, but they haven't started shooting yet. I don't know exactly when they're going to start shooting. I think it will be within this year, and maybe by the end of the year, by Halloween, it'll be out. We'll have to do a commentary track for it. JD? Okay, I wasn't sure if I crashed or not, because I've been having computer problems the past couple days. But you haven't, because you got a new computer.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry, my father walked into my room and was talking to me, so I had to.
And
I
you
wasn't
looked him in the
talking
eyes and you said, "Domain expansion." And he just sent him to a room filled with Amber from Invincible.
Yeah, but specifically in that moment in season 1 where she was the least likable.
Mm-hmm.
Just that moment.
Just that moment.
Mm-hmm. Even though it's the exact same person.
So you heard what I said, right?
Yeah, I did. I was listening.
Okay. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening, and we're going to have to do a commentary track for that, and I think his other horror films as well, just because I think it would be funny to do. Because those ones are good quality, so they wouldn't be a bad watch type thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad watch, but it might be a bad commentary.
No, I
There's
feel like
nothing
we
to
can
make
make
fun
fun
of.
of it enough. I feel
Yeah.
like we can make fun of it enough.
I feel like it's just gonna end up being like that Bumblebee commentary where we just didn't really have much to
I
say.
gotta find that one still. I don't know which hard drive it's on, but it's on something.
Sure. Yeah.
It's somewhere in my room.
Yeah, we did like a Bumblebee commentary and just it was probably the least energetic we've been
But
just because
I
the
think
movie
it was
is
also
there's just
like
not much to talk about. It's just
it
good
was
and
us
that's about it.
coming off of something, I think, at the time as well.
hmm It was us
I think
coming
we
off of
just
like the previous Transformer
yeah, I
movie.
think we had watched 4 and 5 back to
Like 4
back,
and
and then we like
5
waited.
where we
We
had like
waited.
crazy amazing bits like the British guy, the British robot.
Oh God.
I forgot which bit I made, but it was really funny.
I still gotta figure it. That's another way. I think Bumblebee and that one are on the same drive, and I just gotta figure out because I know it's within this orange case, but I gotta go through all of the
I'm sure you got
files to figure
yours.
out which one.
You know, speaking of things, I mean your thing is back, isn't it?
My thing?
Or was it only back for just one episode? The celluloid slaughter?
Oh, it's back. It's just like I got sick, so we haven't been able to record it. Like we did that, and then I got sick, and we just haven't been able to finish it. Yeah, it's been real unfortunate timing where we're like, Celluloid Slaughter's back. You know, we have he has a guest room in his new apartment, so that's where we record it now. It's like this whole studio type thing,
I
and
see.
we're like, we're back, baby, we're back for good.
We're
It's
back,
like,
baby, we're back. Smash cut to you
like,
lying
just
in bed
horrible
sick.
coughing. Yeah, just me. There's
Smash cut to you opening your close up of your face in bed. You opening your eyes with the eye crusts. You're soaked in grease. You can't get out of your bed.
It's that new fucking meme, the out of my way, gay boy. I'm gonna be a god. You're not a god. You're just dehydrated. Hospital.
God, you're just dehydrated.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sukuna says to
out of my way, gay boy.
Sukuna says to the main bad guy as he kills him.
That's pretty good. But yeah, so there's been a lot of stuff coming out about Steamboat Willie and whatnot. And one did it wrong, one's doing it right with the movies and whatnot.
I see.
So
that one friend who doesn't study for the exam.
It's really crazy how like when you're like, oh, we're gonna do this open domain thing, you don't like figure out what you're doing specifically so you don't get sued.
It's probably just one of those cases where he just assumes something and just assumes that it's right. So
he saw the headline saying Mickey Mouse is open domain. And he went.
It's what you do sometimes. Where you see a headline that like makes you go like, oh yeah, of course. Why didn't I think of that? And then no more than that. Because you're gullible ass, always getting gaslit.
I would.
So funny if that,
another big.
If that movie director producer got gaslit by that article.
Your Honor, in my defense, it was just too appetizing of an idea. You should have read what you couldn't do. But Your Honor, it's Mickey Mouse. I know. Not allowed. Case ended. There's no court thing here. It's just you did it. You can't defend yourself.
Speaking of in court thing, that video you sent me.
Yeah. Okay. So that was what I was going to get to next. Are you aware of this?
I think I was aware of the clip. I just don't know any of the context surrounding it.
So I don't remember the name of the man who jumped. I think it says it in the video somewhere.
Maybe.
But a man had jumped over the desk. Oh, okay. I think it says it here.
Okay, so they're in a courtroom. He's being like tried for something, for some crime. I don't know. Probably something horrible.
So this is a courtroom in Las Vegas, Nevada. Mm-hmm. And this man was being tried for, I think, a traffic ticket or something. And the judge. So I've watched the full video of like how they interacted and whatnot before the jumping, so I could see like how what led up to it.
Yeah.
So what it looks like is that the judge was like being like, you have quite a record here. You know, you've been in and out of jail for a little bit of your life and everything. You have some priors and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I think because of that and what you've got done here today, you are going to be sentenced to like, I think a few more years in jail. They said like 4 years in jail or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was sentenced up to 4 years in jail before the attack.
Oh, I see. So in his mind, he was like, okay, I'm gonna be sentenced 4 years in jail. I could probably cut that down to 3 if I do this real quick.
Well,
and then quit.
the way that, like, if you watch how he talked to the judge beforehand, he was like talking about like his life. He's like, I don't think me going back is gonna really help me. I think I've been on a good track since I got out last time, and I think this is just a minor slip up. Like he was very like trying to be like, this is not a huge thing, and I shouldn't be receiving like this much of a punishment. I really think that what I've done does not compare to what I've done in the past, and that I should be forgetting. Like he was saying that, and the judge was like, "Well, based on your priors and your prior history, I just don't see that being the case." And was like, "You," and he's like, "Whatever you
My
choose, I will accept." And then she said 4 years in jail. And I think when he heard that, he literally screams, "You motherfucking bitch!" before
Yeah,
running.
he does. So she's like, based on your prior history, I don't think you're gonna be that great of a dude. And then
Right.
like literally like 20 seconds later, he tries to attack her. Like, what? You can't write this. You can't just make it up.
It's crazy
just
the
there.
way this
It's
happens
reality.
too. By the way, he jumps clear over the judge stand.
He's got some hops. I would just say this right now.
My-
He like that desk is like maybe like
Yeah,
five and a
to
half
talk
feet
about this, by
tall.
the way, the desks aren't small.
Yeah,
they
the
are
desks
tall.
are really tall.
They are tall. And this
She's the
man
judge. She's sitting on the.
Cleared it
He fully cleared it. He just went right over
fully.
it.
His knee hit the edge of the desk after he went over it. Sorry, my throat got caught up. My favorite joke I've heard is that this man is in the wrong court.
Yeah.
That's been a pretty good one.
My favorite joke is the meme that William sent me actually about this clip, which is when I first saw it, where like a couple of voice actors are just role playing.
Yeah, I know what you're
the
talking about.
scene where he's just like where the the judge like dismisses him or something, like lets him go, and he's like, "Oh man, thank you so much. Here, let me give you a hug."
Yeah. And then the stenographer's like, "Wow, you both are having a great
Oh my
hug there.
God.
Can I join in?" Of course. And then he jumps.
Yeah, and then like they like slow-mo it down a little bit so it's not as violent. It's
add
so
nice music
funny.
over it.
My God, yeah.
So there's some stuff that happens that you can't really see in the context of the video that I sent you.
Mhm.
But like he clears it, tackles her to the ground, and then the stenographer immediately, that's the guy next to her, he immediately jumps into action, going down and grabbing the guy and ripping him off the judge.
He like gets in there like almost immediately.
Oh, dude, he picks him up. He lifts
He's
the guy off the ground.
the world's weakest stenographer.
Just-
You know that
Dude,
guy.
it's
You know that
crazy.
guy mews on a daily basis. You know he looked Max's. Ugh.
He said today's the day when he saw him run and jump. He picks him up off the ground and he's pulling him away. And what you can't see in this video, but in like the proper original video, is that two of the like court officers run over and are trying to help. And the guy, Deodra, I forgot. It said his name at the beginning of the video. Let me look it back up.
Edie Mega Doodoo is
Deodra Redden.
okay.
Oh, Deborah? It says it's spelled Deobra, so that's why I'm like Deborah.
Yeah, James.
And that's his name, by the way, because her name is Mary, so I know it's not her. But his name is Deborah, I think, or Dobra.
Keep
Debra,
your white man
something.
pronunciation to yourself, huh, James?
Is your name John?
Is your name Dylan?
Is your name Jesus? Whatever. Your name's George, right? Jorge.
Whatever, you
I don't give a
sacrilegious.
Your name is John Deere. It's just JD.
John
That don't mean
Deere.
nothing.
No, it would be more like Jam D. Like how my grandpa used to say it.
For some reason, I'm like, what? How could he make it racist? And I'm like, I don't know.
Jam D.
Is your name Jam D?
Jam D. But yeah, that was a funny clip, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
think they're all right
crazy.
though, right? Didn't get too hurt from it, or
No, I think he just tackled the judge, and I don't think he had a chance to hit her.
okay.
But like, he grabs one of those court officers and wails on him. And while he's wailing on him, the fucking stenographer is throwing goddamn haymakers into this guy. Dude, they're all holding on to each other, fucking and punching each other.
Really? So
It's
wait, so
crazy.
how long is this fight? Is like
Dude, it's a good minute. It's like the clip is like a good like 40-ish seconds long, the proper one of it.
Mhm.
And it's like they fight. They throw hands.
Yeah, that's funny.
And when they brought him back to court with the same judge, which I think is unfair.
I think that's kind of funny.
I think that's
I think
funny,
it's
but it's
fair enough because
absolutely unfair.
that judge gets to deliver another whole like, you know what? I said 4 years. My bad. I meant 2 more years or however long he gets. I don't know.
6. Um, but yeah, no, he's facing 15 new charges related to the courtroom
It'd be funny if
attack.
she gets on that stand again in the second the retrial or whatever.
He jumps
trial
over
again.
it.
No, and she's just like she just repeats the exact same thing she said before verbatim, except for the amount of time the sentence is.
Oh,
Well, based on your prior history.
based on your prior history of 2 days ago.
My God.
No, when they brought him back into the courtroom, they had him chained like at his like hands. They have these like anti harm gloves on him, which are just like these padded bags they put over his hands. They have this like this
They
like
treat him like a rabid dog.
yeah, like
It's
what is
funny.
it called when they put it over it's something with an M. Muzzle. They have this
Muzzle?
like bagged muzzle over his head where it's got like this thing
Muzzle.
around his face, like his mouth, and then it's like
It's
it's
funny.
so weird. He looks like Bane.
Hmm.
Like they brought him in looking like Bane. Fucking, it's crazy.
I mean, I don't
But
know.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like, the chances of him jumping at someone again, I mean, I don't know. I mean, based on prior history,
I think
it's
he's
just,
gonna fucking. I think he's gonna try it in prison. I think he's gonna see a guy across the room and just fucking try it again.
he's got to practice his jumps somehow. How else is he going to reach that judge that gave him that unfair sentence?
I'm you.
Yeah, I do know that if you like caught committing a crime, if you already have like a record, it'd be pretty bad. Even if your record isn't like something horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I mean, at least it was only I mean, I think it's fine because the judge is like a white woman, so I think it's totally cool.
I think worse
I
could have
honestly I
happened.
think she could have died there and I would probably be okay, whatever.
I think they could have done more.
That's hilarious though. The retrial with the same judge. My God.
That's crazy. Honestly.
I'm gonna assume that they probably like talked to her about it. We're like, do you want to do the trial again for this, or do you want
I
to
feel like
swap
that's
out
become
someone?
conflict of interest at that point though. Like this is a person who's attacked you. Of course you're gonna be way more harsh on him then.
I think so. Maybe it's they're like testing her because judges are supposed to be like super unbiased or something. So they're like, maybe we should test her
Supposed
to
to be.
see if she can be as unbiased. Yeah, I mean they're supposed to be. But hey, everyone's got a bias. It's kind of hard to be really hard to
I
suppress
don't have
that.
a bias.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I think that man should be set free.
Yeah.
I think he
You know what?
proved
I
himself
think
that day in
after he's,
court.
you know what? I'll support you, James. After he beats sets free, he's gonna need like a house or home like to live in while he's
Mhm.
trying to find his life back. I volunteer your house.
I agree. We have several open rooms.
I'm sure you'll have a great fun time with this guy.
My dad will enjoy him being here.
Yeah. Well, he certainly can't be in my house.
Actually, he is, JD. Look behind you.
No, I don't think my family would appreciate that.
I thought you were gonna say no. I don't think I will.
And I don't appreciate that, based on his prior history, of course.
Oh, is somebody gonna cry? Wail like a little bitch.
Like a little biatch.
So, do you have any other topics, by the way?
No, just the Jujutsu Kaisen thing was the only
All right.
only thing on my mind. Really?
Just a little quick thing. I know that you don't want me to spend too much time on this, but Halo Season 2 has released another trailer,
You can
and I
spend as
am
much time on this
genuinely
as you
very
want.
excited for it.
As long as it's not political, James.
How is it? It's JD. Halo is political by nature. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Are you saying that unsarcastically?
No, I'm saying that very genuinely. By nature, it is political. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's war.
Mhm. Okay.
It's war on another species in the
But,
same vein
it's a
of like how we've
it's in
waged
a
war.
fictional universe where we have super
Inspired by
soldiers
real life, though.
with super soldiers fighting aliens that look like
Yes, super
xenomorphs.
soldiers who were kidnapped as children to be government weapons to use on insurrectionists that were then used on aliens because that's when they happened to show up at that convenient time.
Yeah. Just like real life.
Just like real life. Hey, it's very awfully convenient. You know, we find these weapons of mass destruction in these places after we've
Cool.
attacked them for years.
It's cool.
It's just really convenient, you know, how, you know, we didn't attack the right people after 9/11. We attacked the wrong people in the Middle East. I'm just saying.
Okay, James. Now we're getting into that now, huh?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Go put my tinfoil hat on its hanger.
I think you should, James. I mean, you know, you're making fun of all these people with conspiracy theories, but like,
I think I'll hang you from the ceiling.
You kind of sound just like them. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, do I, JD? But guess what? That's actually not a conspiracy. That's actually a real fact. We did attack the wrong people on 9/11.
That's also what conspiracy theories say.
That's not though. That's like
exactly what the comment I got on the Pizzagate thing. He's like, but actually, it's actually a fact because there is
wrong people in the Middle East.
There is actual evidence there.
The Iraq War was very unjustified. That's not even a joke. That's like genuine. We attacked the wrong people.
You know more about it than I do, so I'll let you have that one.
I have a brother who served it. That's how I know. But yeah, moving on from that, you know, not getting too on the topic. I think it looks really good. Everybody's like, put the helmet on. I couldn't give less of a shit. It's fine if he has it off. He's had it off before. Fuck off. Suck my dick. What?
That's it? That's all you're gonna talk about the Halo season?
That's all I gotta talk about. It looks really cool. I've seen a lot of people be like, okay, it actually looks good now. I think they're doing the. I know they are doing the Follow Reach stuff, which I think is really cool. I think it's a very good idea for what to move on to next, and I think a lot of people are realizing that this Halo show is its own timeline. I think they're finally realizing it's not supposed to be in canon with the games.
Oh, did that not be? Did the director make that clear the first?
No, apparently
season,
a lot of people didn't know that.
Okay. I mean,
so
I just assume because like movies and games usually don't have the same kind of continuity.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why people thought it would be within the continuity. It's literally called the Silver Timeline. So
I mean,
I don't know,
because in the games he doesn't take off his helmet, but in the movies he does. So I was like, that's all automatically in
the first game he literally takes off his helmet.
That's automatically like the whole.
He literally takes off his helmet at the end of the game.
There's a continuity where he doesn't take his helmet off, and there's one where he does.
He takes it off at the end of the game. He takes it off in Halo.
You guys should think of it like Marvel's What If.
Halo 4. He takes his helmets off in those games.
It's like Marvel's What If. What if Master Chief takes his helmet off? That's what the show is.
What if I just stomp on your head and I don't stop? Like, what are you saying here?
I'm saying there's no reading between lines. It's just
I agree, JD. There's no reading between lines. That's why my foot's going right through your forehead.
Oh, James, let's calm down here. There's no need for violence. Okay. Listen, based on your prior history.
You see me leap through your monitor like I'm Foxy.
I look outside my window. I see you leaping, trying to leap through it.
You hear the FNAF 2 fucking jump scare noise.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, moving on to my next topic.
Mm-hmm.
Some new Transformer concept art for the Transformer movie came out. JD,
is there a new Transformer movie, or is
Rise of the Beast?
For Beast.
It was a concept art for the character of Stratosphere, but what I thought was really interesting about this, so I sent you a picture of what Stratosphere looked like in the movie, which is the picture of him when he's green and yellow.
Yeah.
And then the concept art, which is him when he's white and red. What's very interesting about his concept art, which other than they gave him a skeleton face, I'm just realizing. He's not colored like how Stratosphere is. He's colored like Jetfire. Let me show you an image of what Jetfire looks like.
My God, you're right.
he has the white and red coloring, and like they kind of even give him a somewhat visor, like how Jetfire has.
Uh-huh.
And it's just very interesting to me the way that they changed the colors and like the style of how he looked in the final product of the movie and whatnot. But this is a very big thing that came out this week. This new design for him.
Well, I mean,
The
it's just in the line of tradition where you take one character design, slap a different name on it, and it's just a whole different thing, you know?
well, I mean, Stratosphere was a character, and he had been something like this before, and this wasn't Jetfire. They did change his design in the final movie, so that's thankful. But they did make Wheeljack look like shit, and they called him Wheeljack despite the fact he shares more characteristics with Beachcomber. But it's whatever, it's like it's whatever.
Okay, nerd.
Yeah, I'll kill you. So
I think he looks cooler with the white and red.
I agree. I really like the way that he looks there.
I like how goofy he looks with the green, so I think I'll take the green one.
I like how he looks with the green because I feel like that fits his character more in the final movie. But I don't dislike the design that he had for the original.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't dislike it. It's very rare for me to like these designs.
Uh-huh.
And I like it because I'm like, if this was Jetfire, I wouldn't be upset because it's not bad. And that's the whole thing is like I don't mind designs when they're not bad. Like Ironhide in the first couple of Bayverse movies. I think his design's good. It's not Ironhide, but I think it's good, so I don't mind it. Ratchet, I think his design's good. It's not Ratchet, but it's good.
I'm gonna tell my grandkids that's Ratchet and Ironhide.
I'm gonna tell your grandkids you're not the grandfather. So this was just a very like a series of like concept art things have been coming out. There's been a lot of really cool stuff that they've been showing off. They showed off this same concept artist. He showed off that originally he had been told that Predacons were going to be in the movie, so he'd drawn several characters from the original Beast Wars show, and he had some very interesting designs for these characters in their robot modes. They aren't like finalized anything; they're just very like just general sketches of like what the silhouette should be, the eyes, like where certain like paneling should be on it and whatnot. And I think it looks really cool from just even that. It definitely does show that the character of Scourge was very heavily inspired by Tarn, even more when you go into the concept art with how he's designed and whatnot. And that they were originally supposed to be, I've talked about this before, but they were originally supposed to be Decepticons and not Terracons.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the Autobot symbol placement on the concept art.
That's good. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Because you can't even see an Autobot symbol on the final one.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a problem I have, because it's like, the whole thing with Transformers is that they have these symbols to help you identify them if you're confused about the colors and whatnot. And it's like, you don't even use it. But anyways...
I don't even use it.
It does upset me that, like, you can't see where the Autobot symbols are on, like, Optimus or Bumblebee or, like, half the characters. It's just lost within the design. It's either a little itty bitty fucking penny sized symbol on Bumblebee's forehead, or it's like just destroyed once it transforms. It just gets covered up.
I'm cool with it.
I'm not, because it's like it's my whole problem is like, who are anybody in these scenes? Like, how are you supposed to know any of these people are Autobots or Decepticons when they all look like the same sort of terrifying?
James,
nature?
That's not the point. You're not.
They
supposed
all
to know
look
who
like
these
monsters.
People are. You just want them to fight. That's the whole point.
I look at Sideswipe and I say, "What are you?"
I look at Sideswipe. I'm like, why is he not trying to kill someone right now?
And I shake him around like a baby, and I say,
I look at Mirage. I look at Mirage. I'm like, turn into a full body armor suit for a little man, and then he does, and I'm like, that's cool. That's awesome. That's great.
Destroy yourself, break yourself down to the smallest bit you can be, and turn into armor for a suit of armor around the world.
Teamwork. I imagine a suit of armor
around Noah Diaz. FNAF 2 has entered pre-production, JD. It's being finalized, and Josh Hutcherson is signed on for it. So that means
FNAF
he will
2?
be reprising his role in the movie. For what that means as a cameo at the end, because a lot of people have been predicting that this will be a prequel. A lot of people have been predicting that this is going to be very FNAF 2 inspired, but mostly by design. So we'll be seeing, the puppet. We'll be seeing the withered versions of the animatronics.
Chica.
Handless Chica. Handless broken jaw Chica, yeah.
Oh, so there's not going to be any toy animatronics in it?
we're not sure. It's a whole thing of it. It's being finalized. A lot of fake art is coming out of it at the time because it's like that's what's popular right now. So a lot of people are doing fake edits of the movie, and like people are like making really janky looking like 3D models, and they're like, "Guys, this is the final. This is actually an animatronic for the movie right now." And it's like, I know you just made this in your free time. I know
That'd be
you just got
great.
in Blender and started breaking apart a model
Josh
that somebody
Hutcherson
else made.
versus the animatronics in Candyland.
Oh
That's the
no,
new. That's the,
have we talked about that Candyland?
yeah, I think we have.
Okay,
It'd
I
be
think it
funny
looks
if
good, and I can't wait for the game to come out. Despite the whole NFT drama with it, I think it actually isn't that bad looking.
yeah, I like the art direction of it. Yeah,
The designs are really cool looking. I like the kangaroo.
it'd be
I
funny
think
if
he's got a really
FNAF
cool
2
design.
movie with Josh Hutcherson was just sister location. It's not actually FNAF 2.
It would be cool actually if it was sister location. I wouldn't mind. But it
It's
seems
set
like
to
it's
an
going to be leaning
underground
towards sister
base.
location. We already know that Matthew Lillard is signed on for a 3-movie deal so far. That's the like first thing we ever knew about him is that he was signed on for 3 movies, and then we learned he was William Afton.
Mm,
So we know that he is going to at least be in this, hopefully,
man,
as Springtrap,
if
if
Matthew
not as
Lillard,
William Afton
if
again.
Matthew Lillard was Michael, my God. Oh, gee,
I mean,
oh, geez,
Mark.
William. I don't know.
I
Just
mean,
the Morty
Mark
voice.
Wahlberg was supposed to be Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And he said
Because
no.
the security guard before Michael was named Fritz.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and we know that the security guard before Michael was that security guard at the beginning of the movie gets killed, and Markiplier was supposed to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he was filming like
Hey, don't
Iron
worry.
Lung or some
Markiplier can
shit.
be in the second movie now.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Is like I think a lot of people like forgot that like there were going to be more movies, so they were all like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, we need all of the cameos in this one movie right now." Yeah, so this is really exciting. I'm very interested to see what that is. They are finalizing the script and everything, and I think they've started getting like a costume work and location set up. And I think Jennifer Lawrence, who is his co-star on the Hunger Games and whatnot, gave him a shout out for his movie doing so well at the Golden Globes.
FNAF?
Yeah, FNAF.
That's funny.
I'm not joking. She was like, "Hey, nice job for having your movie be #1 on Netflix."
Yeah, I mean, hey,
Or something. It was like #1 somewhere, and she was like, "Hey, good job for this and everything."
Peacock.
Like, genuinely proud of you.
Congratulations, #1 on Peacock. So
I think that
it's like
actually
the
is
most
what it was.
passive aggressive thing.
Because she had, so they both had #1 movies on different things, and that's why they were congratulating each other. I think hers was on Netflix, and his was on Peacock, and I think that's what it was. So yeah, that's very interesting, exciting. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for us to get the call for our cameo in the movie, JD. Just saying.
My phone's. Well, they'll have to email me because I don't usually take phone calls.
I know. So. I try calling you every other day, and you say no.
No, I just hang up. I don't answer it.
You look at your phone and you see the very bad quality screenshot you took of me the last pod of me mewing, and you're like, oh god.
No. I look at my phone. I see a random number, no profile picture, and I don't answer it.
Not saved, blocked number.
Yeah. Getting a call from a blocked number. I mean, speaking of FNAF, by the way, you hear the big news about one of the FNAF dudes?
What FNAF dudes?
Matt Pat.
Oh, Matt Pat. Oh my god, yeah.
I almost forgot about it, but that was another thing I wanted to talk about.
I completely forgot.
I remembered about it after you were talking about FNAF. So he's retiring.
Wow.
He's done. It's over.
He's pulling a Bernie.
He's finally leaving the internet. Just joining.
He's gonna move to Ireland.
He's going to college.
And after he's moving to Ireland, and after 5 years, he's going to start a podcast called Morning Somewhere, and everyone's going to be really excited to listen to it. And he's going to be #1 in UK on Spotify, and then he's going to be #5 worldwide.
He's gonna produce.
Sorry, I'm talking about Bernie Burns.
He's talking about a small. He's gonna create a small indie movie release it on Peacock, and it's gonna be #1 for a while.
Indie movie.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, FNAF, the indie movie.
Hmm. But yeah, he's leaving. He made like a whole video about like
That it
how talking about leaving, and he's still here for now. I think he leaves like
right.
March something. I don't remember. But yeah, I used to watch him a bunch. So sad to see him go, but love to watch him walk away. So I'm happy for him. He gets to
It,
he does what he needs to do.
it was really wild to find this news out because my chatters were the ones that told me about it.
Yeah.
I was in the
I know
middle of
because
streaming,
I
and
know
one of
because
them's like,
listen,
"Did
I
you
know
watch
you
MatPat's
hate
new video?"
MatPat. You think he's cringe and he's an awful person, but
I look at him and
at
I'm
the end
like,
of the day,
transphobe.
I know you're jealous that he makes better FNAF content than you do, but at the end of the day,
No,
it's
actually,
it's
JD, I have
just
the #1 most viewed FNAF video on YouTube.
oh
Willy's
really?
Wonderland. That
I
has
don't even think
downvotes, by the way.
I don't even think that is the highest viewed thing either. It's
No, it's not. But it has downvotes, which surprises me. But I think it's from the one guy I pissed off in another comment section that came after me for no reason.
really no reason.
No, because I think I pissed him off because like it was such a stupid conversation about Skibbity Toilet. It was so stupid and nothing, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" Like he came to my YouTube channel to comment on it. I'm like, "What?"
Finally, gee, it only took this long for your enemies to find
I
where you are
know.
on the internet and attack you there.
It was a really big "I'm you" moment. Me turning around and seeing them.
I'm you. Yeah. Which, by the way, they're nothing like each other. Just saying.
Yeah.
They're both complete. They're both. I mean, they're both stupid. I guess that's about it.
Just to say, no relation.
They're both really dumb. But anyway, yeah. So he said something like, got like a family now, so he wants to be a family guy.
Oh.
What?
Maybe we're a family guy.
And I think someone else is taking his place as like the main voice narrator for all the videos from now on. So I think he'll still be doing fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I watched a new video he made on his food theory channel, and that's like where I got the first like concept of how it'll be done now after he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the other guys were a guest, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be in good hands. My computer turned off.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about the fan base having a reaction to it, being like, well, channel's dead, time to leave, and it's like, but they still make content, guys. They're still doing stuff.
Well, James, you can't blame their fan base. Their fan base is like
No, I can't.
very young. It's like 13-year-olds.
No, JD, because I've seen
just-
this happen before, and it was like, what are you talking about? They still make content.
Yeah,
Where
does it
they're
give you
like, dead
flashbacks to
channel.
like Rooster Teeth or anything
Yeah,
like
when
that?
when Bernie left, as I was making a joke earlier, Bernie left and people were like, "Oh my god, they're still making content after Bernie left." It's like, yeah, because it's an entire company. There's more than one
A
person
company
here, guys.
definition meaning more than one person.
I thought Rooster Teeth was just Bernie Burns doing a lot of funny voices.
The biggest.
I've never watched the video podcast once. I didn't know that there were more people than just Bernie.
Most dedicated Rooster Teeth fan.
Smartest Rooster Teeth fan of 2017. No, but I was watching it and I think it's a really good video, and I thought like even the way that they were doing the food for the video was super clever. They were doing the FNAF cookbook, but they were like, but what characters weren't in the cookbook and how would we do them? And they were doing some very interesting and fun ideas. And like, so Purple Guy and Springtrap, how do we do this? And it's a steak sandwich. It's a deep fried steak. With
Fried
this like
steak.
yeah, so it's
Name
not
a
as
less
uncommon as you
American
think.
food.
It's a certain kind of steak so that you can eat it when you like have a sandwich kind of form. It's like not as like tough as like a normal steak, but it's not actually uncommon to have fried steak. It's just usually called like chicken fried steak and stuff.
I don't think I've ever heard something called chicken fried steak.
You've never heard? Well, that's because have you ever been to Denny's?
No.
then that's why.
I mean, I've been to Denny's
It's a
once.
very
I actually been to
country
Denny's
food
once
thing,
with my
and it's
father,
an
but it
icon.
was for breakfast only.
It's a very country breakfast sort of thing, and it's a very common thing at Denny's because it's like one of their mainstay kind
Hmm.
of items. I have to take you to Denny's sometimes. That would be funny. Um,
Make a
but
video. First
yeah, we'll
timer
make
at
a video
Denny's.
of it. You just staring at the menu in disgust as I'm like, yeah, I recognize these. Um, but yeah, it's this like this steak sandwich that's like a fried chicken fried steak, but they don't call it chicken fried because I think they fry it a different way. But that's generally the way it is. It's a chicken fried steak, and it has this like spicy jam. It's a jalapeno and like blackberry jam on it
Oh,
that gives it this sort of like spicy yet
spicy
purple
meatball.
color. And it's not uncommon to put jam on like sandwiches and stuff like this when it's like done this certain way. And it's on this toasted bread, so when you squash it all down, oh, and it also has a fried egg for like the innards to like leak out, sort of thing,
Hmm.
to replicate like when the Springlock stab into like William after he's bleeding out, it's supposed to replicate that. And so when you squish it all down, it creates this crunching noise as the purplish red jam seeps out with the yellow oak. It gives it this very good visual and sound, and I'm like, oh, that's actually super clever
Because they get
for
spring trapped.
because it create no, but it literally sounds like a bone breaking when they squash it, like when
Hmm.
they press it together. It literally has a bone breaking kind of noise, and I'm like, that's incredibly like smart way of doing like this. And I'm like, it's in perfect hands. Food theory's
Mm.
fine at least. Like I haven't listened to the other ones, but food theory's gonna be all right.
I think I've
I,
watched at least one from each one of the channels that he has, the four channels. I thought they're
I
all pretty. I
haven't.
think they're pretty well researched, pretty entertaining. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
I
high
think the
quality.
at least for food theory wise, because again, I haven't seen who they have their like who they want to host the other ones, but food theory, very charismatic guy. I think that's gonna be just fine. I haven't watched Style Theory ever, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Um, I'm gonna be honest, that's the one that I'm like, I don't give a shit to because like I don't care about style really.
Yeah, I watched the one where they beat a head in with the different types of heels to see which one would
Right,
kill
you
someone
were telling me
faster.
about that one.
Hmm. I think that was
I
like
haven't
the
seen it
first one
yet.
or something.
Yeah, it's like one
I
of their
watched
first
just
couple
that one. I
videos.
thought it was pretty funny. Yeah.
I haven't watched them yet, but it seems interesting. Like I'm not gonna like shit on it or anything. Like I don't know anything about it. Uh, but yeah, it seems very interesting, and I can't wait to see what happens. But it's also very sad because we like know when his last video is
Yeah. I mean,
March 9th, I
I've stopped
think.
watching MadPat like a while ago, like a long time ago, but you know.
Me at Moist Critical.
But you know, it's just a thing. It's
No,
just a
I get
thing.
it.
It happens, you know.
JD, it's just a theory. A
A
life theory.
game theory. Thanks for watching. If
Do you
you
think he's
enjoyed,
do you think he's gonna
you
end it the
should.
same way he ends every other video, his final theory?
Just the exact same. Yeah. Well,
Dude,
then
it
there's a
would
sponsor after, you know. So anyway,
they AI generate his
if you
voice.
enjoyed, you should subscribe.
Oh wait, I got
And
one
you
more
can
quick thing.
catch us. Okay.
So, do you know who Gypsy Rose is?
Nope.
Okay, so
Thanks
she
for
was sent to jail. No, she was sent to jail some years back because she had plotted for her mother to be killed by her boyfriend. But what was never told for a very long time was why this happened. She was being poisoned by her mother. Her mother was faking a sickness by feeding her pills that she was telling her child was medicine, but actually was making her more and more sick. So when she learned about this and that she was being poisoned, and she contacted her boyfriend to come and help her, and what her boyfriend did is that her boyfriend came over and killed her mother, which was a planned murder, but it was to get her out of a situation where she was being killed. It was
I mean,
it's a
wait, so
very
wait, she's being killed and she calls her boyfriend?
so she had been secretly contacting this person who was her boyfriend, uh,
She
and
didn't
had
like call the cops or something?
no, she didn't have I think she had like a certain sort of like thing to do. Like her computer had like very limited access to stuff, so she couldn't like properly
Hmm.
contact people. But like I think she could like contact through
And her
like
boyfriend
social
and her
media.
boyfriend didn't contact the police? or
No, they were
anything?
mentally ill. Like, to be
Okay.
just genuine, she was delirious from being poisoned, and her boyfriend was I think, a mentally ill person as well.
Ah, I
Just
see.
genuinely, and also she has talked about this. She's like, "Hey, if you're ever in this situation, call for proper help. Don't do what I did." Like, she's
I
been
mean, yeah, I
very
mean,
open.
it's more understandable, but hey, planned murder is still planned murder.
Yeah, but
But,
she's
but hey,
been
it's more understandable.
she was released from jail
Have a nice day.
because she was not the one who committed the murder, but she was an accomplice.
Hmm.
But she was also a victim, and it was technically like in self defense of herself type
Damn,
thing.
took advantage
So
of that damn simp. Got him.
I think they did make a TV show about what happened to her a
Yeah.
couple of years ago, and it's like it's what opened a lot of people up to knowing what happened with her
And the
and
mentally ill
whatnot.
boyfriend is still in jail.
Yeah, the boyfriend is still in jail because
Got
he
him.
did murder a person.
Take
So
advantage. Take advantage of those
they're also
mentally ill
not together
people.
anymore. They broke up.
Take advantage of those mentally ill people. Get them to kill people. Got him.
Um,
Simp.
no,
Simp. He's pointing at him in
but
jail. What the?
Jesus. Uh, but people are questioning what she did and comparing it to stuff like Charles Manson. Do you know who that is?
No.
So Charles Manson
The
was the guy
familiar
that had
name
the
though.
cult. He's the guy that had the cult. He has the infamous TV interview where he just starts screaming like noises, going like getting up out of his chair and like doing a dance. He's going. He's got like the long hair and the beard. He carved the swastika into his forehead. Uh,
No, that's not ringing any bells for me.
it's not.
No, I don't think I
Here,
don't
let
think
me
I
see if
had
I
known
can find
that.
a GIF of him.
You probably could, yeah. I'll see if I can recognize them. I'm better at recognizing faces than I am names, and I don't remember. Well, there's a lot of clips that I remember have just people freaking out on TV. I don't know. Don't know if
So this
Charles
is
Manson was it.
the infamous clip of him and
He kind of
everything.
looks like your father
Don't
with the
tell him
beard
that
and the
though.
hair.
So yeah, there he is doing the dance, and he's
Oh,
like going zip zap zip zap. And this is during an
nope, I do
interview.
not recognize that guy at all.
This
I've
was
never seen
around
him.
when he not had first gotten arrested, but he was the
Hmm.
leader of a cult out in L.A. And what they did is he had convinced his cult members to go and murder, I think, 3 people
Hmm.
uh, in a home in L.A. It was an actress, Sharon Tate,
Hmm.
a director, and I think another person.
Hmm.
And he'd convinced his followers to go murder them, and he is now an accomplice to it. People compared what he did to what Sharon, I mean, not Sharon Tate,
This girl
Gypsy
did.
Rose did.
Gypsy
But the
Rose.
difference
Yeah.
is that he is not a victim. He was not being
Hmm.
brutalized in any way. He had a cult, and he convinced his followers to go kill these people because he
It's like
didn't
a
like them.
nested thing. It's like victim
Hmm.
and another who has a victim, but got
Victim
him.
was being poisoned. Was literally she had tried contacting people to tell them that she was like being hurt, and I think nothing was done because they couldn't prove it.
Like a
And I think like the
triangle.
mother was like, "No, I'm giving her medicine because she is horribly sick. She's a very ill person. Like she was always perceived as being very ill by the community. So it was always that she was just terminal like type thing,
It's
and
like
the
a
mother was
rock
doing
paper
what she
scissors
could.
kind of thing. The mother is like the bad guy. Gypsy Rose was the victim, and then her boyfriend's the victim of Gypsy Rose, and the boyfriend kills the mother. So it's
Well, I
like
don't
a
think the boyfriend's
rock
too
paper scissors.
much a victim because it was like
I mean, the way
they.
I
I
see it
think
is she took advantage of a dude who's mentally ill to kill someone. Like, is
I
that not what happened?
so I don't. I said I think he was. I want to make that clear. I said I think he was because I don't remember the full story off the
Okay.
top of my head.
Well, whether
But
or not he was mentally
he
ill,
was a
he got
disturbed
got.
person who he was a disturbed person. Like
I do think you need to be some level of mentally ill in order to just kill someone like that. I don't know. I don't know
I
if a normal person can just kill someone.
so that this kind of does bring me to the other example people were comparing Gypsy Rose to, the Mendez
Yeah.
brothers. I doubt you're aware of them either, but they're also another
No.
infamous case who had pleaded innocent because, in their defense, they were victims of their parents. Now, this is me going from what I remember of the Mendez case.
Hmm.
What I remember is that the Mendez brothers said that they were victims of their parents' abuse.
Hmm.
But what they had done, if I remember correctly, they had taken 2 shotguns for each of them and shot their parents dead while their parents
Hmm.
were asleep.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's just
But
a tough situation. You're stuck in a situation where
yeah,
you can't get help normally,
well,
and
it's
also
they
they
were
were
saying
abused.
like
Like,
they were being
what
physically
else can you
abused,
do?
they were being sexually abused and stuff like that. They were making very, very large claims of what was happening to them. But when like you look into it, it's a very weird thing where it's like that's where I'm like, and here's where I don't think the Mendez brothers compare, because the Mendez brothers, you could not properly prove that they were victims.
Like there's no evidence. It's just you have to rely on what they say.
It's a lack of evidence, and it's like when you look into it, it's like you could just see it as how I personally, from what I remember and how I see it, they were upset that their parents were cutting off their funding for stuff because they are kind of like trust fund kids type stuff.
Yeah.
And they were opening up businesses that were doing nothing and employing their friends so they could all have money, but it was doing nothing. It was being like, it was just a drain in a pocket for their parents. And so they were like buying stuff, they were breaking stuff. Like when you look into their history, it's like they were troubled kids, and it's like there's no evidence of them being physically or sexually abused despite their claims, and they're making like very huge claims, and they're talking about like how like we did what we did so we could be out of this situation permanently and it would not be, you know, set off longer. And it's like, well, you shot your parents in a horribly brutal way. Like you waited for them to go to sleep, took 2 shotguns and shot them, I think repeatedly even. And then like waited a while before calling the police about it. It's a situation where people are trying to claim like nobody cares about like men's mental health, but it's also a situation of there's not any proof of what they claim happened to them compared to Gypsy Rose.
There's no proof of men's mental health.
A large amount of proof of what had happened to her, and that's why she is free. Like
there is no proof of men's mental health. You're right. This doesn't exist.
Men's Mental Health Month does not exist.
It doesn't exist, James.
It's LGBT month.
My advice: suck it up, man. Sucks to suck. That's rough, buddy.
Man.
Hey, you are me. I am you.
I'm you.
If you enjoyed,
go, I go.
Subscribe.
Which you
and you can catch us every Sunday. If you enjoyed these episodes, you won't know if they drop until you subscribe. So, if you're a big fan of James, you can find him in the description. He's there. And that's all from me. James, bring us out.
So Skibby.